Right. Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords. Restored content modification. Um, so tonight, my audio is working. I think my audio is working, but I'll check at some point. Assuming my audio is working, we are going to finish up on Paragus. That is this asteroid mining facility. I'm not getting audio. You? Hang on. Check. Yeah, no, that's supposed to be working. It looks like you're hearing it, but I'm not. Sorry if that went crazy. Okay, well, let's just start this over for a moment. Sorry about all that. Anyway, while I get this going, and hopefully it works, welcome back. I'm hearing nothing. Headphone? No. Let me see if my headphones will play royalty-free music. See if that works. Huh? Oh, okay. No, they don't. Okay, cool. I'm sorry about this. Reset, maybe? See that you're seeing it. Working for you. Not working for me. Not going to work for me. There's going to be an issue. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, you know what? Here. Let's just go to me for a minute. While I fiddle around with this. And while I narrate some things. So, meanwhile, I have been... I've been actually getting prepared for the start of classes soon. And part of what that means is that when I said last week that last Monday that is that I had class in like 12 hours, which I recall saying, I was rather incorrect, as it so happens. The reason being is so it's a long story. Let's just run a diagnostic, I guess. It's a silly long story. Um, and part of it though is that so we had internet trouble, as you may know, over the last weekend. So going from last Thursday all the way through to they had it partially repaired on um, partially repaired on Saturday, but not fully repaired until let's see. Not fully repaired, at least on my end, until Monday because I was still having issues. We had to have another tech come out. There was intermittency and issues. How about this? There we go. Okay, cool. I wasn't muted. It was an audio glitch again. What is with the audio glitches today? I just don't get it. Anyway, we're back. Hello, we're back. Welcome back. Hi, everyone. How's it going? How's it going, gang? Wait, what? Is there a Mindforming log in the refresher? Is that like a refresher, like a toilet refresher, or a refresher like a sink refresher? This hollow looks like it needs to be plugged into the... Okay. There's a bunch of stuff we can use to plug into the hollow recorder. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, as I was saying, so we had all sorts of problems getting the... Darn it. We had all sorts of problems getting the internet back, and when I finally got it back on Monday, for getting everything fixed, I was getting ready for stream, and I went in to my class portal because I was going to try and get some stuff set up early because this week was class, right? The last day of August, I knew was the first day of classes. That being tomorrow. I'd known this all summer. I knew this all summer. I looked it up at the beginning of the summer to know exactly how much time I had, when I needed to get everything working, and okay, I can't use that or anything. And so by the time I actually managed to check things out, I looked at the class schedule, and I looked at the big class schedule, the master schedule, and come on, really. And I saw something shocking. I noticed that classes were scheduled to start not tomorrow, but last Tuesday. Another hollow player. Okay, fine. And so basically, I found out with about, I don't know, 18 hours to spare that I had class tomorrow. And so I panicked. I got everything set up. I freaked out and got everything going. Like, all right, and I even double checked. I went back and looked at the schedule to make sure that I wasn't misreading it or anything. No, it's all set, all good. I was all right, fine. The good thing I had most things ready, and that I've taught this class before, and I could do it kind of more or less like the back of my hand. Not a problem. So I did my stream as usual. Monday night, no problems. We got up early Tuesday morning. It was going to be a problem. It was going to be tough because we had a doctor's appointment for Monica, which was okay. It just meant that everybody else had to get up too. So we went up. Erica drove me. Went to drop me off, and when we get to campus, it's a little odd because it's not going to work, is it? No. It was a little odd because there was no traffic. And then it was a little more odd. Here we go. It was a little more odd because there were no students 10 minutes before class starts on a Tuesday morning. And then it was even more odd that there was a week of welcome group of volunteers who were doing their tour. They were all it was a volunteer group, not like just a tour group. And so naturally, we suspected that something had gone wrong. Which, as it turns out, when I go up to my classroom, Erica waits outside, just in case. It's a good thing. I go up to my classroom, whole building's empty. Like one person in an office, who I mercifully did not make eye contact with. And at least now I know where my classroom is for when it does start tomorrow. And so what happened basically was it's a rookie mistake, which I shouldn't have made. I knew better. I still know better. But I looked up the start dates for the semester, and I accidentally looked at the chart for the online schedule rather than the on-campus schedule. Online classes start a week earlier. And so I got mixed up. And it's something that I've been aware of for a very long time, that these are different schedules, and I was even thinking about it. I even looked, but oops. But the good news is now I'm very, very fully prepared, and a week in advance as usual. Funny thing about this, about class, an email I got today, in fact. So I have a clause in my syllabus encouraging students to read it, which is very important, by the way. students, read your syllabi. It's very important. Most of the questions you have will be answered in your syllabus. And I have a clause in there that offers extra credit for any student who emails me notifying me that they have read the syllabus in full before midterms. I usually get 3 to 5 between my 2 to 3 classes, usually totaling around 70-odd students. I get 3 to 5 of them. I got an email today notifying me that a student has read the entire syllabus. I was thrilled. I have never, ever had a student tell me that they read the syllabus before I gave it to them. It's online. It's available for them already, and it has been for a week now. It's still like that's impressive to me, and I'm looking forward to see the student's career with great interest, as they say. Anyway, so let's see. What do they have on this? So if you recall, this whole station has been sabotaged. Basically, everybody's dead in an effort to capture Mitra, the player character, as a Jedi. Probably done by this HK-50 droid. We haven't confirmed that for sure yet, but probably. The only other two people alive on this station seem to be Kreia, who's the old woman who we woke up from her coma, trance, sleep, whatever it was, and Atten. Atten is helping us at one of the command consoles, and he was in the jail for smuggling, if I recall. So let's see, what do we have? Nothing logged. All right, let's check the administrator log.
This may be the beginning of a long record. It's about an hour after the facility suffered the explosion that triggered the emergency lockdown. Just finished helping the dock officer set up the transmission relay. Not much signal strength, but it's better than nothing. The transmission gives the code to open the turbo lift when or if help arrives. Code is a simple group of 5 numbers. 3, 17, 13. Then the next 2 numbers are...
Sir, couldn't we contact the medbay? Maybe the Jedi's awake. If so, she could help us.
No good. The link to the medical computer was severed from the hub, just like the administration console. Even if the Jedi wakes up, how would we get the dormitory turbo lift code to her? Without it, the turbo lift to the administration level is locked down.
Okay. We have 3 of the numbers. And if we recall, it's very important that HK, as a silly little prank, and also to kill people, decided to invert the order of the numbers. So it goes something, something, 13, 17, 3.
We just took an inventory of our supplies. We've got enough emergency rations in the dormitories to last almost a month. But with all the problems in the facility, I don't know how long we'll last. I wish we could contact the Jedi. Maybe she could... No. She's still floating in that damn tank. Someone's played us for fools. And since Corda and his crew aren't locked in here with us, it's pretty clear who it was. If I ever catch up with that Mandalorian-loving son of a... At least the air scrubbers are still working, even though they're tied into the... Hey, what's happening to the ventilation system? It's...
Or all of them. I wish they actually fell into the positions of the bodies, but that's asking a lot for a 2004 game. Alright, let's see. Work reported. It's been 2 days since the broken Jedi came to facility. Work efficiency is down. Fuel is backing up in the vents, waiting for processing. The flight frequency increases. Corda and his crew think we should take the Jedi, then split the many credits by selling them to exchange. Try to convince me to join them. I want nothing to do with exchange. They're like big, violent family that do terrible things to outsiders who deal with them. But Corda does not care. In my mind, it's better letting a Jedi go where a Jedi wants to go. When Jedi are mad, they start big wars, set galaxy on fire. Okay. I had a careful, inoffensive talk with Corda and asked him not to make trouble with the Jedi. I reminded him that we are ordered to leave Jedi alone, and we should follow orders or the facility fall apart. My words had much sense, but Corda got all angry and human face. Then the facility is going to fall apart anyway. After talk, I listened to him, to the maintenance officer, and calm. Oh, jeez, why do they do this? I'm thinking of repeating it to the administration officer, but that'll cause more trouble. Cause more inefficiency. What do I do? Basically that Jedi just cause problems wherever they go and light the galaxy on fire? Yeah, kind of. history does kind of confirm that, troublingly. Especially being an order of monks whose goal is to bring balance to the Force. They do tend to... I don't think it's that they cause destruction. It's more like destruction and chaos follow them. Because they're forces for order. Something like that. I heard last comp from Korda, the maintenance officer. Maintenance officer said he had big plan for disabling the station, leaving us all trapped here while he and Korda escaped with the Jedi. I'm still afraid of Korda, who is big, loud, unreasonable. But I went to the maintenance officer, who is smaller, more sensible, more Soleston. I asked him why he made trouble with Korda. Then the maintenance officer crack eyebrow hair at me. Pretend to not know what talking about. Say he not speak to Korda at all. Why human lie? Can't wait any longer. Must... Ooh.
Your ears always were too big, CN. Come on, if the maintenance officer comes through on the explosions, these dorms are gonna be filling up soon. And shut that damn data pad off and throw it down the refresher.
Ah, that explains why it was in the refresher. Alright, dock officer.
We managed to get to the dormitories. We should be safe here. We've been trying to use the holo-transmitter to beam a transmission to the administration level to end the lockdown. But the administration console's been severed from the main hub. Everyone thinks we should try to evacuate on our own as soon as possible. But there's no way to break the dormitory seals from the inside. I'm going to keep sending distress calls in the meantime. We've been trying to find a way to circumvent the lockdown and get to our hangar bay, but so far, no luck. The situation's worse than we thought. Even if we get out of here, we can't shut down the fuel depot force fields if a fuel leak was detected. If so, the only way off this asteroid is if a ship docks with us. But the only connection to the docking platform is on the administration level. And we can't get up to the docking bay while we're trapped here. I only hope someone survived the explosion in the mining tunnels. If not, then we're stranded here. Unless our transmission reaches a passing ship, or a Telos freighter.
Okay, so we can now escape because a ship did dock. The trouble is that it is... it's the ship that we kind of came on, but now it's full of dead Republic people. So that's troubling. And I believe a meditating Sith Lord, so that's cool too.
Managed to use the holo-transmitter here as a crude relay to beam short-burst transmissions outside the Paragus facility. With any luck, the transmission will carry beyond the asteroid field. We've set the emergency transmission on automatic playback. We're using a simple military flash code to transmit the code to the turbolifts, so maybe our rescuers can get down to the dormitory when they reach the station. Without those turbolift codes, our rescuers wouldn't be able to get here from the administration level. And without those codes, we wouldn't be able to get to the administration level if we found a way out on our own. The messages are short distress calls only, since we can't get much signal strength. It's pretty weak, so unless a ship is actively searching the area, it might be a long time before a ship picks up the message. After all, who would be scouring frequencies way out here looking for trouble?
Let's see. Yeah, this is a well-executed aftermath of a horror situation. This is really, I think it's really well put together. Honestly, a lot of people really hate Paragus just because it's so slow, but I really like it. It's very atmospheric. Decode encryption. Port a log. Calling message, huh?
What did you want to talk to me about? I have to suit up and drill the 3219K asteroid claim within the hour, so talk quick.
I heard you had plans for the Jedi, about selling her to the exchange.
Yeah, but security already set their piece on that, didn't they? Nobody's getting sold to anyone.
Are they? I've seen the logs you've been accessing. Maybe the two of us could work something out.
It doesn't matter what we work out. We wouldn't make one hyperspace jump before what's left of the Republic was on us.
If you have a way off this station, I can cover our tracks, and ensure the Republic is not alerted to our presence.
Well, I may know someone. Works the system on special jobs. He may want to know details, but I might be able to arrange transport.
I've seen the logs. I know you've already asked him and given the details. Once he agrees, I can handle the rest.
Handle the rest? Like how?
When the time comes, I'll contact you via comlink. Maintenance out.
Since when did the maintenance officer grow some horns?
Checking the outgoing transmission. Actually, this is another thing about this game, that it's a fault that, or a flaw, I guess I would say, rather, or maybe a fault, that it shares with KOTOR 1, but to a greater degree here, I think. And it's that the galaxy seems so empty. The galaxy in general doesn't feel interconnected, like we're part of a galaxy-spanning civilization like the Republic, like it does, 300 years later in KOTOR, or in SOTOR, the MMO. And a lot of that in this one is because the Republic is in a really sad state. After the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War, the Republic is not doing so well. Despite the very, very upbeat, hopeful ending of KOTOR 1, the Republic's not doing well, administratively and territorially. And that makes sense to a degree, even though the Republic at this stage seems like it would be more anti-fragile than that, but I digress. It reminds me a bit of why... honestly, it reminds me a bit of the world building in the sequel trilogy, unfortunately, where everything just sort of feels isolated from each other. It doesn't feel like it's part of a greater galaxy where ongoing events are changing things as we speak. Rather, it feels like the things that are happening are the things happening on screen, and that's really at least all that matters to the state of a galaxy. Which is kind of disappointing. What's very disappointing about the sequel trilogy, it's a little bit disappointing to see shades of that here. Now, shades of it. Doesn't have exactly the same flaws, or nearly to the same degree. There's certainly... Oops. Oh, I'm back. There's certainly some things that do indicate that there's stuff going on. The talk of the exchange, and all that. But all of it is stuff that we wind up connecting with very directly. It's not just, oh yeah, there's something going on in Coruscant. It has nothing to do with us, but there it is. Things like that. Which, in a game like this, you can afford to include that kind of information. In a very open RPG. But maybe I'm expecting too much for a 2004 game, but I still think it is a fault in the world building of the last one, but especially even more so this one.
The transmission gives the code to open the turbo lift when or if help arrives. Okay. Code is a simple group of 5 numbers. 3, 17, 13. Then the next 2 numbers are...
Okay. Dash... Okay, so it's Roman numerals. So 3, 17, 13... That's got to be 5 and 7, right? Yeah, 5 and 7. Should be. Cool. At least that's what I think it is. Let's go test that out and see. So it should be the reverse, so 7, 5, 13, 17, 3. Where's the turbo lift? Down here. It's a nice little facility. Destroy the console to force the door open. I think that'll kill me. Open door. Enter code manually. 7. 5. 13. 17. 3. All right, there we go. That will do. I honestly could have probably just done this another way, but I did the puzzle, so I might as well finish it.
I have felt a disturbance. Our enemy is here. We must leave at once.
Enemy?
The one that fired upon the Ebon Hawk as we attempted to rescue you. And he will not let us go without blood being shed.
That's also troubling. No, I don't like that sound. Yeah, blood being shed. The thumbnail is a bit of a spoiler for this. Wait, so who is this enemy?
The story is a long one, and time is short. Come, we must go, and quickly.
All right, then. Let's go.
We need to make our way to the docking area on this level. I fear the airlock has already opened, and if so, we must be on our guard. If we cannot reach the Ebon Hawk, then we must find a way to escape on the ship that has docked here.
Okay, Greya has joined the party.
Yes?
Level up. Contribute. Let's go around and recommend wisdom. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I'm not going to give her repair. Why would I do that? Read injury, yes. Awareness. That's why. Yeah, okay. Powers. Android? No, I'm going to give her shock. She needs force lightning, man. I know she's very, she's at least allegedly very gray. But whatever. Yeah, okay. Can't get lightning yet. Level 9. That's way up there, man. Okay. Frick, nah. Nah. Yeah, maybe I should do stun droid. Yeah, I'll do stun droid. Where are we going? Okay, all the way down here. Got it. Ah, great.
What in space is going on? Who's this? Another Jedi? What, did you guys suddenly start breeding when I wasn't looking?
And there's no time to explain. Grab a weapon and follow me.
Alright. I'm guessing that Republic ship that just docked isn't carrying friends of yours.
I hope your
Apparently
talent
not.
for understatement is offset by your skill with a blaster. If not, then I fear our time together will be short indeed.
Yeah, and I'm also good at running and drinking, Your Majesty. And even if you two aren't big friends of the Republic, that warship's the only way off this station.
Captain has joined the party.
Good thing we have a clear run to the ship.
Threat. Master, perhaps I did not enunciate clearly the last time we spoke. I suggested that you should shut down, stay put, and wait for rescue.
After all the deaths you've caused, rescue is hardly the term I would use.
Correction. I am not here to argue semantics, Master, so I will simply inform you that you are wrong, as were those recently corrected miners.
Corrected, huh? Are you the one who killed all the miners in the medical bay?
Indignant answer. Master, the miners intended to place you in jeopardy. I could not allow that to take place, so I was forced to negotiate a termination of hostilities. After reprogramming the mining droids to mine any organics they perceived, they began to kill the miners one by one. Then a series of flawlessly timed explosions drove the miners into their dormitories, where I was able to gas them all at once without wasting time hunting them through the mining tunnels. I then administered a large dose of sedatives to the remaining miners in the med bay, enough to kill them, but ensure you slept peacefully. Of course, against my calculations, you awaken from your tank prematurely. I am ashamed by the inconvenience that caused for both of us.
And so you just say all this to me. Freely. And so you ordered the mining droids to kill me?
Answer? You misunderstand me, Master. Those droids were there to guard you. As I said, I did not anticipate you awakening from the tank. You are quite a hardy specimen for a Jedi, a wrung toe among humans, if you will indulge me the metaphor. Besides,
okay,
as you proved, Master, such droids could never pose a threat to a Jedi. The droids were custodial in nature, cleaning the facility of other distractions.
Hold on one moment, let me fix something. Aha! I didn't see you. Hi, Phoenix. Welcome! And yes, he's very honest. He's a very honest mass murderer. Which is odd, given how dodgy he was earlier. I mean, he was still quite honest. He was still quite straightforward about things. It's just that he was still trying to be a little bit evasive. Which I'm assuming that this has something to do with Eric says HKs usually are, actually. It's a staple of their psychotic programming. Yeah, thanks, Revan. Thanks, Revan, for putting that little quirk in there. It's endlessly entertaining for the rest of us, but inconvenient for you and everyone else in the galaxy. Thankfully, we're not in that galaxy. Like us, like real people. Anyway, I'm assuming that it's something like that they're still programmed with relatively standard, like, droid don't lie kind of restrictions. But they also probably are capable of doing the usual kind of deceptive stuff that moral theologians like to implement. My God, I need to meme that. Phoenix, either you do that or I will, and then someone remind me to do the HK Chad answer yes. Oh man. Oh God, I really need to do that. Anyway, what I was saying is that they allow you to do it seems to me as if he's allowed to do those sort of deceptive little tricks that moral theologians like to bake into theories of lying, things like mental reservation, things like recontextualization, that sort of thing. Also, omission, obviously, omission. Yeah, I honestly, I don't tend to think that lying is intrinsically disordered like Aquinas does, if I'm to be upfront about my own philosophical views. I tend to take Scotus's view a bit more, in that untruths can in fact be permissible, and that, but it still needs to be in service to the good as transcendent with truth. In other words, it needs to be in service of the truth, because the purpose of speech acts is to convey truth, is to communicate, is to say something true. And so if you lie in such a way as to draw someone closer to the truth, then that's still lying. You're still saying something untrue, but you're doing something that is good, not disordered. A Star Wars example of this might be Obi-Wan telling Luke that his father was dead and that he was betrayed and murdered by Darth Vader. What he was trying to tell Luke there, he was leading him to the truth, in a sense, that Darth Vader was evil, was the one who betrayed the Jedi, and that the man that he knew, Anakin Skywalker, was, as far as he knew, no longer there, and that Luke needed to acknowledge that. Like, if Luke got caught up thinking that this is my father, I need to redeem him, he couldn't have done the things that he did until he was ready, right, later on. And he was ready before Obi-Wan thought he would be, still. But regardless, I think that we ought to be very careful about this. The other go-to example is something like the go-to example in philosophy literature is the SS officer at the door in Nazi Germany asks, "Do you have Jews in your attic?" And you say, "No." You are leading them towards the truth, which is that Jews ought not to be killed because they're human beings, right? And so basically, you are teaching, you are giving them the information that there is no one to be killed in the attic. But you're saying that by saying something untrue, that there are not Jews in the attic. I'm not sheltering anyone, etc. This is I think closer to Scotus's view, who also, by the way, Scotus has an additional. These he calls serviceable lies, lies which serve the truth, in other words. But he also has another category which are I forget what he calls them, but it's basically humorous lies, which is basically it's okay to lie if it's funny. Which is, I mean, he has scriptural basis for it, which is Joseph in the Old Testament lying to his brothers and convincing his brothers that they were about to be executed by the Pharaoh because he thought it would be funny. And I think he was right. Like, can you imagine the look on their faces? Is a complete justification, at least according to Duns Scotus, for I lied to my brothers and thought and convinced them that they were about to be thrown into a pit and executed. Amazing. It's basically like his criteria for it is as long as the people involved in the joke, even the butts of the joke, can see the humor in the situation retroactively, then it's permissible, which is actually a good rule for comedy, honestly. That's not something that Aquinas would be okay with. Leave it to a Franciscan to lay out. Here's a perfectly permissible reason to lie because it's funny. Yeah, Phoenix says we have a biblical basis for it's just a prank, bro. Oh gosh, you know what I should play on this channel? I should play Until Dawn. Just a prank, Han. No. If you played the game or if you've even seen the actually no I can't because it's still PS3 exclusive. I keep forgetting that. I can find it somehow, maybe. Anyway, or maybe the Quarry, honestly, the new one from Supermassive. Anyway, there's a lot of interesting philosophical quandaries in both of those as well. But anyway, that just made me think of that. But yeah, totally. There's a biblical basis for it's just a prank, bro. 100%. Phoenix says, "Yeah, that's a Chad way to look at misdirection. You say something untrue to lead them to the truth." Yeah. That's Scotus's argument. I wish I could. Oh gosh, I wish I could find exactly where he says it because it's brilliant. And it's in. No. I don't have the volume right here, right next to me. I wasn't using it too recently, but it is. It's in a volume on Scotus's ethics. Which is translated and commented by a professor of mine, Dr. Thomas Williams, who does a great job on it. I was in the graduate seminar that sort of helped compile and interpret and even in some cases translate for that volume, which was cool. And it's wish I had it. I know it's around here somewhere, but I don't know where. I'd show you, but I can't. Either way, I'll put a link to it. Hi Nick, welcome. I'll put a link to it in the description after the stream, and I'll throw it in the Discord servers, especially if I can find that quote. I don't know if I'll find that quote tonight. I do have class tomorrow morning, so I gotta go to bed after the stream. But maybe tomorrow I will find the quote and put it in the Discord. All right, let's see. Why did you want to capture me, HK50?
Answer. It is beyond the scope of my programming to probe the motivations of my clients, Master. Suffice to say that I am being well compensated for my services. You have been a difficult target to find. You have been wandering the galaxy since the end of the Mandalorian Wars, leaving little record of your passage. It is as if you did not wish to be found by hunters such as myself, or more likely, the Jedi Order.
So this is like, I love that this is giving you backstory in the mode of of explaining another character's actions. It's a little bit on the nose, like it's very obvious that that's what they're doing. This is very obviously character exposition, but it's well done. It's done relatively organically. This is forgive the term, not exactly organically, but it is the kind of thing that HK, an assassin droid, would boast about. I get it. You found me. Obviously, I didn't do a good job.
Admission? It was a matter of chance, Master. I happened to be serving as a protocol droid on the Harbinger when you booked passage. After that, it was a simple matter to sabotage the Harbinger and call for a retrieval. Irritated statement. However, when the Ebon Hawk appeared and salvaged us from the wreckage, I was forced into a series of rapid recalculations, culminating in our current situation.
I am still curious, and I don't think this is really ever fully revealed in any playthrough of this game. What's the deal with the Ebon Hawk showing up? If it was just T3. Or what? Who is the client of yours?
Chiding answer. My programming renders me incapable of revealing the identity of my client, Master. However,
see, he's even honest about that.
I am free to say that my client is wealthy and very interested in possessing the last of the Jedi.
I don't want to fight you, but I will if you leave me no other choice.
Resignation. Very well, Master. If inflicting pain is the only means to resolve this matter, then you leave me no choice.
I just said that. Way to steal my line, bro. Zap that one. Zap that one. Level up. Dexterity. No. Dexterity. Dexterity. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's reasonable. Still reasonable, okay. Beats. Could get him heavy armor. You have dueling? No. I should pick a style for him. Yeah, it recommends dueling. Because he's got blaster focus, weapon focus blaster pistols, so that's good. Yeah, I'll get dueling. Okay.
Yes.
Say the word.
Oh, God. Really?
Yes. Say time. To even the odds.
Maybe I should give Kreia a weapon. Maybe I should give her a weapon. Sure. Why not?
I hear you.
Listen, I know their minds, but yes. Aircast, doesn't Adam become force sensitive? I think I mixed him up with his face from one. So, every companion you have either is or becomes force sensitive in this game. Every single one.
Statement.
Everyone down!
3,
Well, not true. Run! Okay.
systems failing, Master.
My bad. Sorry, Kreia. I'm actually going to give you a weapon, like a proper weapon, instead of a... You can have an actual pistol, sword, stealth, energy shield, piercing gloves. Also, yes, they are mines. I know. Listen, I was not controlling the. I was not controlling the characters when that happened. It was. Wait on that.
Just say the word.
Okay. HK statement. Allahu Akbar. Oh God. All right. So anyway, that worked out fine. Everyone will... You guys will recover hit points. It's okay. I don't need to use up my packs. I hope. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save just in case. But yeah, so every single character in this game does, in fact, eventually become force sensitive. Can I go through there?
Emergency lockdown is in effect.
Sorry.
Purple lips have been sealed.
Yeah, I think I need to go... Yeah, I need to go over there. Yeah. So, anyway. As I was... on that... no, not ranged. What the heck was that?
Something is wrong. I sense no one on board.
You sense no one on board? Sense any assassin droids creeping up behind us like last time?
Everyone here has been slain, yet there are few signs of battle. No carbon scoring, no blaster fire. This place has been hit by assassins of a different sort.
Then what are we doing on this ship? We were better off in the facility. You two are supposed to be Jedi? You two are the worst Jedi I've ever met.
Maybe you'd like it back in your cell, Prince.
Maybe I would. At least I was safe there.
We cannot go back into the facility. If the assassin machine was correct, then we cannot reach the hangar. Be silent. I need some time to think.
So anyway, as I was saying, every companion you have and either is or can become force sensitive, with the exception of the droids. There are droid companions who can't, obviously, but everyone else can. And in fact, the if you get the light side ending, which is what we're shooting for, and we're trying to connect to everybody such that they can become force sensitive, or they can discover force sensitivity, whatever, they form the new Jedi Council. Which, I mean, looking at the companions you get in this game, I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't think that's a good thing. I saw this vessel dock. When it did, a fuel pipe entered the fuel depot behind the force field.
Look, I don't mean to cast another shadow on this, but even if you could reach the ship you came in on, it wouldn't matter. You'll need the orbital drift charts to clear the Paragus asteroid field, unless you want to have the shortest flight out of Paragus ever recorded.
Ever recorded? Like no one else has done this before? No one else has crashed? I find that unlikely. But how did this ship dock here?
Well, of course they have the asteroid drift charts in their Navicomputer. They'd have to.
So let's set their codes then. Then we can worry about reaching the Ebon Hawk.
Well, we'd have to get to the bridge. I mean, well, that's the biggest problem I can see.
That is a sound.
That's a big
for
problem.
the moment.
That's not that bad. Okay, so
our enemies
explain
gather
the
while we
influence
wait
system.
here.
Basically, influence system, which is cool. Works out quite well in this game. it's wildly unpredictable in a lot of cases, but it's cool. It's really unpredictable for Kreia, which is something that I'm going to be talking about a lot. I kind of hate Kreia as a character, which is unpopular, especially for a philosopher. Like, a lot of people think, oh, she's so deep and meaningful. Yeah, she's I just read Nietzsche and I'm 14 and this is deep. That is her philosophical outlook. She's basically, I want to kill God, but God is the Force, because I want to be free. So basically, she is Sartre's bad reading of Nietzsche. I want to be a little bit more precise. Atton's plan is a good one. Let's head to the bridge and get the drift charge.
All right, but this won't end well. Trust me.
Light side points gained. Influence gained. Atton. Wait, I didn't lose influence from Kreia from that? I am amazed. Frankly shocked. Aggressive range station. Okay. Let's have him be ranged.
Yes.
Her be unit support? Yeah, let's just leave it aggressive. That's fine. Okay, not functioning. Well, here's the bridge. That was easy. What do we have more of? We have more parts. But I have better computer use. Go repair. Download the orbital chart. Check the logs.
We have taken on passengers to Telos.
Sir, we've just received an emergency broadcast. A freighter under attack by Sith forces.
Can you get an ID on the ship?
Yes, sir. We have its ID signature. It's not in our databanks, but its profile suggests some low-stock freighter. Says it's being hit hard by a Sith warship. Sir?
I'll need to confirm with command before we move to intercept.
Yeah, Phoenix says, Star Wars nihilism is cringe, just like real-life nihilism. Yeah, it really is. And, it really fits. It is a great expression of the Sith philosophy, despite her attempting to be sort of a subversive Sith figure, or Jedi figure, or Grey figure, right? Because it is anti-being. It's fundamentally anti-being, because there's this problem that she has with having reality imposed upon her, because that's what the Force is, right? The Force is the imposition of reality upon you. You, the Force sensitive or not Force sensitive person, and that's the problem she has with it, right? And it is the kind of, like I said, the Sartrean, like Jean-Paul Sartre primarily, the idea that we must be, if we are to exist and if we are to be authentic and genuine, that we must be not only free but radically free. Free not only from impositions from other people, not only impositions from institutions, but beyond that, we must be free to create our own being, our own nature. Which it's like that very that quote from, what was it? The KCV Planned Parenthood, I think it was, the Supreme Court case from the 90s, where Justice Kennedy, I think it was, who said something along the lines of that it belongs fundamentally to our freedom to be able to decide the nature of reality and shape our very being, or something equally high-minded sounding, but also very just sort of low pop culture version of Sartrean existentialism, with some Nietzsche thrown in. I'll see if I can find. Bishop Barron did a good talk on it. I'll put a link to that in the description as well afterwards. Because it is, I think, a very bog standard way that we human beings, or we sort of post-Christian Westerners, especially Americans, think of the world, think of metaphysics, and think of reality. Phoenix says sort of the Ayn Rand argument. Very much so. Yeah, Ayn Rand had the same problem. And like I said, like I kind of compared... actually, I don't think I used this comparison yet. But Kreia is like that annoying teenager who just read Ayn Rand and no other philosophy. Ayn Rand has some insights, but they're almost all economic. very much like John Locke. John Locke has some great economic insights, but and sort of his political economy, but even that is a little bit sketchy. But a lot of his actual like metaphysics and such and ethics are bonkers. Same applies to Ayn Rand. Neither of them should be taken particularly seriously outside of their economics and how that very particularly applies to political theory. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, it is, like I said, it's very, like you said actually more so. It's space nihilism, and we're gonna see that more and more. And I'm getting ahead of it. I'm getting ahead of us a little bit in the story because Kreia hasn't really shown us that too much. But it's not long until she will. So keep that in mind, and let's keep an eye out for it as we go.
Report.
The Sith warship is empty, sir. We attached an umbilical and sent 3 strike teams through it, and there's no sign of a crew or its commander.
There's no one on board? What about the escape pods?
They're still in their berths, sir. This place, it's empty. It's like a ghost ship.
Then who was firing at the freighter?
We don't know, sir. The freighter's empty, too. We did a clean sweep and nothing except a lone T3 unit, badly damaged. Did you still want it tractor beamed to the Harbinger?
Search the freighter and the warship one more time. If they're clean, then we'll tractor the freighter over.
Yes, sir.
No idea why the Admiral thought that freighter worth all the effort, but we'll find out.
Very strange. Further, worth noting, looking at the layout of this ship, and looking at the size of the ship, even like from outside, warships of this time were far smaller than most of what comes later. This is a hammerhead cruiser, which, if I recall, it winds up being actually smaller than the little hammerhead corvettes in the sort of Rebellion era. Remember the one from Rogue One that rams a Star Destroyer? That thing is considered a corvette at the era of that time, because it's actually smaller than I think it's a little bit smaller than a Corellian corvette, blockade runner, and it's that is one of the smallest warships. It's not even a ship of the line, even really. But compared to this one, they're around the same size, and this one is considered the main line battleship of the Republic fleet at this point. Sizes change astronomically over time, and they fluctuate. They go back and forth. There's a lot about this. There's I think Eckhart's Ladder has a good video about the size of starships. Pretty good. Star Wars Lore Channel. He does really good lore stuff.
Everyone in the Ebon Hawk was dead, sir. We're starting autopsies within the hour.
What about that Sith corpse we retrieved from the warship?
We haven't had a chance to fully examine it, sir. He looks human, but he's fractured in several places.
And keep me posted. Something's wrong here, and I want to know where all those Sith on the warship went.
I'm assuming it's because of those cloaking fields that we saw, but we'll see.
We're still experiencing a problem with the communications array, and now maintenance is telling me there's a cascade failure in the weapons.
Sir, I just picked up an unusual sound from MedLab.
I have come
An unusual sound?
What the hell was that?
Sir, I don't know. Communications just got cut.
Send a security team to MedLab, now!
Huh. An unusual sound from MedLab. Glass shattering and someone screaming in terror and or pain. Yeah. I gotta say, the horror elements of this are done quite well. I don't trust this room. Trust this room either. Let's see. What do we got?
Fallen. Fallen.
Oh, there we go. That's all of them. See, I knew not to trust that room. Oh, you made the HK meme from Discord? Oh. Actually, you know what? Hang on. For it? Wait for it. I could probably just... Love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Gosh. There and back to it. Thank you so much. Spectacular. Top notch. I feel like I need to use that, like even just the HK one, just the yes, and add it to my, like my Chad yes collection. I have quite the Chad yes collection. I use those a lot. I should say though as well, on an historical note, the Chad yes, all saves +2, defense bonus. Oh my god. Never mind, that's actually really good. Let's put her in a minor wait, I can't. Oh, I can, it just doesn't show up for stupid reasons. Alright, fine, whatever. She always wears her creepy robe. Anyway, so the Chad Yes meme actually can trace its origins back way, way farther than most people think. I would argue that it can be traced back at least to the early... what? 14th century? Okay. That being, tracing it back to William of Ockham. Ockham follows the relatively standard quadlibital format in a lot of its writings. So beginning with it seems that, and then giving the argument that he's not going to be defending, right? But then usually it begins with it seems that sed contra, on the contrary, and then give an authoritative claim, and then respondio quod, first, second, third, fourth, etc. responses for the objections to lay out one's view. Ockham instead goes, it seems that, and then so it seems that, you know, this outlandish claim. On the contrary, here's an authoritative source. Respondio quod seek, and then he'll go into his explanation. And his respondio quod seek means I respond that yes. It's basically, it's the Chad yes meme, but it's applied to medieval quadlibital questions, which is just great. Even though they're locked, okay, great. Even though I think that Ockham is wrong about a lot of things, I have a lot of disagreements with him. I do still also think that that is such a Chad answer to complex philosophical topics. Magnetically sealed can't be opened. Okay, now what? What then? What did I miss? Back that way. Erica says, speaking of something entirely unrelated, great segue. I'm setting up a map for our next Curse of Strahd game, and the distances are literally ridiculous. Not only do I have to switch the scale the grid down to at least 180%, each square also has to be 10 feet to get the distances right. I'm looking forward to seeing what thing is so wrong. I'm gonna see if I can notice it when we're in the game. If I notice exactly what's all wacky. Because I've run into that sort of thing as well. Because I use Foundry Virtual Tabletop for my games of D&D as well. And a lot of times I find great maps for things, but also a lot of the time those maps are a little bit they're off.
More where that came from.
There are things that are obviously wrong with them.
Fallen.
Okay. But yeah, there are things that are obviously wrong with them, whether it's scaling issues, whether it's just things that are not present that should be, that kind of thing. What do I need? Treat injury is very useful. Security. Computer use. I'm not going to be using stealth much. Not with my main character. Virgin Roll20 versus Chad Foundry. 100%. 100%. I mean, Roll20 has crappy business practices. They also have, like... They have... Almost everything about them is kind of crappy. Like, I don't... It's a great free virtual tabletop. It is a really good free virtual tabletop. But it's only great if it's only great as a free one. It's probably the best option in terms of free software. But let's do that. Regenerate force points. It's probably the best option in terms of free virtual tabletops, but it's but that's it. It's not actually that great in terms of compared to the paid different paid ones, especially Foundry. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me again. Even like Tailspire. I've seen cool things about Tailspire. What's recommended? Or Scream? No, I'm not Darkseid. Stop that. Stop telling me to get Darkseid powers. Oh, Cure, obviously. Duh. Or Heal, whatever. Okay. Onward. I can go through there. What's through here? That's the briefing room. That's the crew quarter. Let's just check this out. Oh, yeah, Phoenix says don't bother with Roll20 Premium, just get Foundry. 100% agree. 100% agree. If you're just using it for free, Roll20 is fine. If you're going to go Premium, you will pay for a Foundry prescription, or subscription. You'll pay for Foundry, which is usually $50 unless you find a discount, which are pretty common. So realistically, you might find it for more like $35 or $40. You'll pay that in Roll20 Premium in a couple of months, easily in the duration of one game. And also, you only the DM needs the software as well, which is great. Like, everything about it is fantastic. I absolutely love the thing, and it does basically everything that Roll20 Premium does better. And it's a lot more modular because there's a lot of open source modules and things, and it runs other games quite well. I'm currently using it for an Edge of the Empire game, a Star Wars Edge of the Empire game on Wednesdays. Open spot, by the way, if anyone's really interested, just let me know. Yeah, I'm running one of those in there, and it does great, even with the weird dice system and stuff from Fantasy Flight Games. So let's see, briefing logs. Let's see what we got. Yeah, highly recommend Foundry Virtual Tabletop if you play D&D online, or if you're thinking about it as a DM. I would really recommend getting it if you are a DM. Otherwise, if you're a player, I would recommend it very highly to your DM, and think about chipping in for it, that sort of thing. Especially if you're doing a long-term game, definitely worth it.
We've been diverted from Onderon to the Outer Rim. There's not enough ships out there, and we're already hard-pressed to keep patrolling the regions under our jurisdiction. I'm afraid we're going to lose it all. There's just not enough ships and too much territory to cover. We're still rebuilding from the war with Malak, and sometimes I wonder if we'll ever recover. Still, we have our orders, and the Republic's put the highest priority on this mission. Looks like the trouble on Onderon will have to wait.
It sounds to me like the Republic is overextended, which is a common problem for the Republic. I mean, that's one of the problems that led to the Separatist crisis in the Clone Wars, is that the Republic basically outlying systems were underrepresented because you had sector senators, and so certain specific planets never got representatives, ever. And then you also had problems like just the sheer logistics of governing literally millions of worlds, not people, planets. Like, you can't do that. The Republic works best when it's a loose confederacy, which it is quite often in galactic history. But most of the time, certainly the majority of the time, it's not. It is a heavily centralized government, and that winds up being a dramatic problem for its organization, like this. Phoenix says, during the pandemic, we relied on Roll20, but I could never justify premium because I don't like buying the same thing over and over, unless the price is scaled, of course. And yeah, it's really not scaled well. It's what, like $15 a month or something? You like 3 months and you'll have paid for Foundry. So if your game goes 3 months or longer, just get Foundry. Just do it, and it's a better product. And the people are actually quite responsive to criticism and whatnot. The only downside to Foundry is that it doesn't have official integrations. So it doesn't have an official integration with D&D Beyond, like Roll20 does. Although I'm not sure how long Roll20 is going to have that now that Wizards is coming out with their own virtual tabletop. So who knows? But if like me, you don't use D&D Beyond, Foundry is just way better, and you can get the modules for anything that you need. It's just a matter of finding the right people who have made them and have played things before. Let's see.
As ordered, we've picked up the passengers from the Outer Rim and have made quarters for them. Once aboard, we've plotted a course for Telos. We expect to arrive within 10 standard days, provided there's no mishaps. I've been ordered to give the passenger no special treatment, nor make any indication of her identity. I have some reservations about turning the Harbinger into a passenger liner, but the orders were clear. Whoever this passenger is, she's got diplomatic level priority, whether she knows it or not.
Phoenix says Arch Warhammer made a case as to why galactic democracy is impossible. To represent everybody on the galaxy would take way too long, so inevitably somebody will get shafted. Yeah, democracy just doesn't scale well. Even representative democracy doesn't scale well unless it is layers upon layers of federation. And even there, that's difficult. It's very difficult. Even, like, take my country, for example. Take the United States. If you look at the United States, yes, it's a representative democracy, but holy crap. Anytime there is a government that can function, more than 50% of the population utterly despises it and basically wants to overthrow it. It's a low-temperature civil war at all times because we're so massive, and the central government is trying very, very hard to micromanage everything. Now, if you had something that was more heavily federated, that the central government only deals with issues that impact the entire nation, in other words, issues which deal with international relations. That's it. And then everything else were shunted down a level, right? And state governments only dealt with interstate relations. And then everything else was shunted down a level, and county governments or city governments or municipalities only dealt with things that were intercity or intercounty. And then everything else were shunted down a level, and you had neighborhood organizations or personal people doing stuff. Then you could manage. Then you could maybe manage, and you could scale that up well. You could have a planetary government that only dealt with interplanetary disputes, which we don't need, clearly. We don't deal with that sort of thing on Earth. And then you could go intersector, right? So sector governments, and then you could have, bigger scales than that. Until you reach on the galactic scale, you don't have anything. You just have independent districts that organize with each other in a sort of spontaneous order sort of way. And maybe you can have something like a central council for that. Fine. But again, it would only deal with things that it would maybe arbitrate disputes. Maybe. And that's only if the individual parties would reasonably agree to that. And if there were any threats to the galaxy, natural disasters, extragalactic invaders, that sort of thing. But beyond that, there would be no place for a central government. And Phoenix says basically macro managers shouldn't micromanage. Yeah, it's Catholic principle of subsidiarity, which is balanced with the principle of solidarity, in that we ought to work together with those around us to form a coherent society. And then that society should work together with the societies around it to coordinate and work together. And we should have a sort of piety towards that which is immediately above us. And then that which is immediately above us should then go beyond that. And that's the kind of solidarity that we're talking about here, is a kind of layered upward kind of system of authority. This is very different from, solidarity like Catholic leftists like to say, which is, yes, we have solidarity with our federal government when it's not in the hands of our arch nemesis. Like, no, that's a horrifying misinterpretation and abuse of the doctrine. Phoenix says, I'm running a Starfinder game, and the sectors are so far apart and communication so difficult. The Earth governments basically have minimal control over colonies. Yeah. And honestly, that's realistic. Of all the things, Paul Krugman, who is usually wrong about everything, like comically so, wrote an article a good while ago about how interplanetary trade with subluminal travel would be practically impossible because with the timescales involved, price signals would cease to function. In other words, you would have no idea, you would have no way of knowing whether your investment to ship something from Earth even to like Alpha Centauri would pay off if you're going at or below the speed of light, because the trip would take years. And the trip between more farther flung systems would take centuries, would take more than a lifetime, in other words. And in that case, there's no reason to make an investment like that. And so there would be no market incentives for interplanetary trade. So unless we crack FT, and honestly, I think he might be onto something here. I can't find a fault with his argument. Then again, I'm no economist, so maybe there are faults with his argument. I'd love to hear somebody take him apart on this. But I do think he's got a fascinating point here, and I think the same principle applies to interplanetary governments, especially in a relatively low-tech setting compared to something like Star Wars, which even at this stage, a 10-day journey between the Outer Rim and Telos. And Telos, if I remember exactly where it is oh god, where is Telos? It's like Galactic northeast? I think it's within the Slice, which is the really well-developed sort of Galactic East portion of the galaxy, relatively well-developed. And so it's relatively near major hyperlane, so it's not that far, but it's still, like, coreward. So transporting somebody from way out in the Outer Rim into Telos in 10 days, okay, reasonable. You can go across major hyperlanes from the core to the edge, from the core to the rim in a matter of days, not weeks or months. Okay, that's a reasonable travel time for most things. That's like trade. That's like trade on Earth between countries. Yeah, it takes days to cross oceans, especially on big shipping ships. So that's perfectly reasonable. And communication is if infrastructure is properly working, which isn't always, but if it is basically instantaneous, because it's through hyperspace. And so, okay, you can have a functioning system of economics and trade and also presumably at least diplomacy and governance. But then we run into the resources problem, like Captain there was just talking about. Like, how do you police everything? Well, realistically, you don't. You just coordinate efforts on a local level, because that's all you can do at that stage. And this is another point where the Separatists had a good point, say, in the prequels, in the Clone Wars, is that the Republic was trying to centralize a lot of its control, especially its control over security. And the Separatists were like, no, we on our home systems or our corporate partners or whatever it was, we're handling this at a local level. stop preventing us from doing that. And so they had very, very legitimate complaints against the Republic. All right, so let's see what happens. What happened further in this ship that is trying desperately to maintain order.
We picked up a distress signal and are sending a message to the Republic for permission to investigate. We have also transmitted the damaged vessel's ID signature to the Republic. According to the message, it's being pursued by Sith forces. There's no match for the vessel in our databanks, but the profile of the distress signal suggests it's a stock freighter of some kind. We'll only know for sure when we arrive, and we'll find out if the signal's genuine or a trap.
I also just love the ship sizes, like the ship class sizes in Star Wars. That, like, yeah, you get your big battleships, and sometimes you have these big shipping, big transport ships, whether that's freight or passengers. But most ships, most interstellar transport is done at the basically Greyhound bus and or semi-truck level of something like the Millennium Falcon or the Ebon Hawk. These light freighters that can travel, a couple dozen passengers or a few hundred tons of freight. Not because, you if you're going to go across these massively great distances, you want to bring specific products that are going to sell at a specific market. Right? And so I really like that. I don't know. I don't know how realistic it is because it ignores some things like economies of scale. Like, you would want massive shipping if you can do it. But these small independent light freighters are a really cool flavor aspect of Star Wars that's kind of unique in sci-fi settings. In most settings, you don't have these sorts of things. You have big, massive ships, and then you have very small personal ships. You don't have this little middle ground of a crew of a small handful and a relatively small passenger or freight capacity. What's a good comparison? Like Mass Effect. Mass Effect doesn't have this sort of thing. They have big bulk freighters. Even the civilian freighters that you find are mid-size. They're much bigger than most of these light freighters that you find in Star Wars. And the same goes for warships. Halo is another good example of this. Transportation in Halo is big ships, big ships, and that's mostly because slipstream drives are very, very expensive and hard to maintain and all that. Not the kind of thing that you could realistically maintain on a ship that's the size of a relatively large truck. So let's see. Anyway, I like it. It's cool. Even if it doesn't make all the sense in the world, I still like it.
We wanted to check with you, sir, before diverting course from Telos. There appears to be some battle that has taken place in the sector, and we've received a distress signal.
You have permission to divert course, Captain. If there's a Sith presence in the region, I want you to investigate.
Arth's back.
The ID signature on the freighter. Did you get confirmation on it?
Yes, sir. We did not have the vessel listed in our databanks, so we transmitted the code to you. Was there a match?
There was, Captain. If you find any trace of that vessel, even wreckage, I want it.
Yes, sir.
After you've investigated the sector, resume course to Telos with the passenger. It is of the highest importance that she reach Telos.
Yes, sir. I'll make sure she arrives intact.
Good hunting, Captain. Admiral Onasi out.
Sometimes I wonder if the right hand of the Republic knows what the left hand is doing. I'm always being kept in the...
Query. You sent for me, Captain.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I need you to check on the passenger again, see if there's anything she needs. Try not to be too obvious about it. Her safety is our top concern.
Statement. I shall use the utmost discretion, Captain. As always, it is my pleasure to serve.
He almost sounds kind. Oh yeah, Phoenix, great example. That's a really good comparison. He says the closest to what you're talking about is Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop is actually a great example. Because the Bebop is like Millennium Falcon size, as are most of the ships in that universe. Yeah, I think that's a great comparison to the otherwise relatively rare kind of thing that I'm talking about. Because like I said, you don't usually see that size vessel in a lot of sci-fi. Wait, biblical reference? What did I miss? I didn't even catch that. Oh, hello. Whoosh. Okay, we got him. Gilsies. Alright. Yeah, what was the biblical reference? I didn't catch that. Deleted. Oh! Nice. Yeah, I'll keep those. Ah. Oh yeah, let's give him a one-handed melee weapon too. Longsword, I guess. Yeah. Give him a sword as his backup weapon. Oh, Phoenix said, sometimes I wonder what the right hand of the Republic knows but the left hand is doing. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. I barely even think of that as a biblical phrase. I just think of that as a really common turn of phrase. But it's, it has its roots, and as you said, Christ never let your left hand know what the right hand is doing. Well, not never. It's when you give alms specifically. It's a humility thing. Strength, nice. Right. These are nice crew quarters. I like these. Regal visor. Oh yeah. The standard KOTOR look, brothers. Yeah. Love it. Yeah. Let's see. Where now? Like I said, I think these are really nice crew quarters. I could dig these.
Right?
The tables, sort of off to the side with no chairs by them. That's a little weird. I would like there to be a table like in front of the couches and maybe a hollow screen or something, but like hollow projector or whatever. But okay, all right. No, I can dig it. I like that. Nice. They're nice for ship quarters. I just need a second. This was my room.
This was your room? When?
When I was before I lost consciousness and woke up on Paragus.
We do not have much time. Whatever you intend to do it quickly.
The techno sideburns, which, I mean, I gotta say, it really works well with this hairstyle, that has the little like thing across the back. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh. Mitras Surik, you were requested to report to the Harbinger Medical Bay for routine examination. The routine is automated. Simply insert this datapad into the medical computer to receive your injections. And then I passed out. I wonder why. Could it be because I was tricked? Yeah. Let's keep that. Keep my nice armband. What about this one? Did it work?
What is it? Why are we stopping?
Why are we locked up since I clicked you?
Look, I'd be happy to share my whole life story when we aren't getting chased by assassin droids and Sith troops, alright?
Okay, let's move on. Fine. Did it not work? Skill too low. How about you?
Damn thing's stuck.
Who has good security? Yeah, I know that. Security. 9, 3, 2. Alright, I need to see what I can wear that will help with my security. That helps +2. drones. Oh. Demolitions. Hmm. Nothing. Can I use an adrenal? No, I don't think so. I'll use a tunneler. Okay, I've got a few. Ooh, ion rifle. Very nice. Only against droids, which we're not fighting anymore, but still, nice. Oh. I see you. I see you. There's the other one. Nice, really. Come on, really?
Time to take you down to size. Just say the word.
Away! Now shoot.
What is it?
Got him! Alright, there we go. They're not carrying anything, which is annoying. I want to loot them. Who just... Oh, the other two just leveled up. Right, let's do that. Assassin G-mods into the wall. Professor, I see you. I mean, look. They're all wibbly-wobbly. It's not like they're hard to see. There we go. Not like they're that hard to see. Okay. She's not going to be using stealth. Going to be using repair, maybe. Beats. What's it recommend? Toughness? Maybe. Maybe. Where was that? Jedi defense. Does not have a lightsaber. And won't for some time. Regen. Yeah, regen. Heal. Oh wait, I have another power point. Oh my god. I have 2 power points. This is crazy. It's gonna let me upgrade. No, I can't upgrade lightning yet. I can upgrade fear. Upgrade fear. We'll get stun. Let's upgrade fear. Horror. Horror. Cool. Which way are we going? Trying to get to the medical bay. I think either way works. I think. Yeah. Okay. Hey.
Everyone down. More where that came from.
Let's
more of them. Settle this.
I didn't even see you. Alright, one. Okay, that one snuck past me. This guy, on the other hand, will not sneak past me. He's making his saves a lot, though. That's annoying.
I hear you.
What is it?
Oh, why did... I meant to do that. Alright. Let's see what the other way where the other way leads. I have a feeling that that is the right way, going back through the medical bay door. At least presumably. Not sure. More credits. Locked. You bastards.
Let's settle this.
Kicked him to death. Cool. Kreia, yes. You want to use those force points of yours. Alright. No, it was going the right way. There's more assassins down there. Which is fine. Take care of them. What have we here? Sonic nullifiers, huh? Okay. Yeah. Let's do a heal real quick. Wounds have been healed. That's all. Thank you. I'm surprised that worked. Shouldn't have. Broken colted. Oh, that's troubling. It was shattered from the inside. Fragments litter the floor around it. Assuming that is what the that whole smashing noise was. Likely the Sith kept in there. The dead one? I believe it was dead. How about that exchange negotiator? Is that actually better? Does 1d6 plus 1. Ooh, stun chance. Yeah. Let's give her a stun thingy. She looks so Emperor. Okay, attempt to get chemicals from the medical computer dispenser. Chemicals dispensed. Wait a minute. Main functions. Check treatment request, Mitra Surik. Sedatives administered during routine examination 3.5 days ago. Emergency override enacted. Dosage exceeds safety protocols. During your last medical exam, you were administered a delayed sedative that would kill a normal human being. That must be what rendered you unconscious when the Harbinger was taken out. It looks as if someone forgot to lock out the treatment request once administered. You still have access to one of the Colto tanks in the medical bay. Okay. Main functions. Medical logs. Wait. Camera recording. Yep, there he is. Good old Darth Scion. Oh, he jumped out. I thought he was gonna, like, force blast out. But okay. Okay, medical logs.
Something's wrong. Ever since we picked up that Sith firefight in the region, crewmen haven't been reporting for their shifts, and I can't reach people on the comm. The strange thing is, I keep feeling like someone's watching us here in the ship, but I can't see anyone. I don't like this.
Okay, so yeah, it's the Cloak Sith.
Checking the survivor from the Sith vessel. I'm not sure whether he's alive or dead, or what's even keeping him together. His flesh is cracked and scarred, and I'm registering several thousand fractures in his skeleton, as if each bone was splintered repeatedly over time, then put back together. Judging from the scar tissue, I believe these wounds took place before his death. If so, he must have been in constant pain. I have no idea what's been keeping him together.
More cool backstory on the antagonist, or an antagonist, one of the three, and Sith Triumvirate.
This is the medical officer. The soldiers sent to the medical bay have just died. I don't know where the subject went. I think he's gone to find more of the crew. With him are Sith. They just appeared right out of thin air, like they were wearing stealth generators, but I think they were always on board. When we stopped to pick up that freighter, they must have come on board the Harbinger. I have no idea how many are on the ship. There could be only a few, or as many as 100. And with communications cut off, we can't call for help. I think that thing in the tank was a Sith Lord, alive the whole time, waiting for something to wake him up.
Okay, main functions. That's all. Colto noises. And an implant? What did that do? Okay, so I need more constitution. Damage immunity. Jeez, that's actually really good. Don't know if any one of mine. Oh, he could. Yeah, that's good. Oh, 4. No. Somebody's got to have better repair, right? Atten? Better repair? Ugh, no.
I hear you.
Rhea? Yes, you better repair. Reactivate. Cool, it's gonna follow us around and heal us. Nice. Thanks, Kreia. That's a weird skill you have, but right. Added some chemicals. There's more in here. Terrace survival gloves, huh? What do these do? Ooh, saves all +1. That's actually really good. Okay. Yeah, I have chemicals. I can make more. Reflex package, retinal combat implant. Immunity poison. Strength. Stims? Nah. Mines? I'm tempted. Tempted to make mine. Grenades. I should make a grenade or two. I have some sonic charges, I think. Don't I? You can tell me in inventory. Oh, I know. I have 0 of any grenades. Let's make 2 of these. No, I can't make a med pack. Not with what I got. Okay. Actually, is there deconstructing? Breakdown. I do have a bunch of sonic grenades. Okay, I don't need another reflex package. Get rid of one of those. Do I have enough to make an advanced med pack? No, not quite. Okay. Maybe later. Do. One chemical. Still locked. There you are.
Let us end this.
Time to even the odds.
I will silence this one.
Oh, come on, man.
I hear you.
Got him.
Just say the word.
I hear you.
Karth, whatever steps in this will get a nasty shock as soon as they make its mines. Oh god. Yeah, I missed some of the one-liners from the last game. There's the turbo lift. Let's not do that yet. See if we can go through here. Yes, we can. Oh, there was another door back this way we missed. Hey there, droid. That's a very nice and kind and helpful medical droid. Got it. We can do. Yeah. Ooh. Say neophyte armor. Okay. Emergency light. Does not restrict the use of force powers. Charisma +1. Persuade +1. Max dex +4. Dude, that's good. better or worse than... Oh, it's way better. Ah, yeah. This is a very standard hit for this game, but it's a very good one. Very good one. Pleased to find this so early. Static blaster? That's weird. Whatever that is. What about Atten? Want to use that? Blaster pistol. Static blaster. Ooh, does extra electrical damage. And it is balanced. Upgradable scope. Same crit threat. Same range. Yeah, better. Better blaster. Cool looking too.
Yes.
Kinda like it. Let's see. Suit. Yeah. Right, that's all. I keep thinking that the droid is out to get me. Just I'm used to the whir noise being ominous. I know it's not. I'm used to it being. Let's see what's in here. Hey.
More where that came from.
Fast. Hey, get over here.
More where that. Everyone down.
Fallen. Let us end this.
Dang it, Atten. Really?
Just say the word.
I hear you.
Excuse me. Thank you. Maintenance data pad. Droid maintenance log. I don't know whether this new HK-50 droid is a gift or a curse. After the destruction of the previous protocol droid, when it accidentally activated the frag mine, the HK... God. Stepped into its place without a hitch. The problem is, it doesn't take commands very well. Most of the time, I have no idea where it's been. There's been reports it's been sighted in the crew quarters, with the captain, in maintenance, even in med lab of all places. When I ask the droid about it, it gives me a smart mouth response about facilitating communication. I don't know who commissioned these HK models, but I don't like them. You'd be the first to not like them. Everybody else seems to love them.
I hear you.
Deactivated. Okay, I thought so. Appears to have been purposely sabotaged. Okay, I thought so. Okay. Nothing of use there. It actually does look rather lamellar. The armor does, doesn't it? Nice. I still really like it. Really like it. Go get out of here.
I have a bad feeling about this.
The rounded hallways seem... I don't know if they're they seem like they would be inefficient from a sort of taking up space standpoint, I guess. But I suppose I guess they would be more structurally sound, yeah. But not with the roofs not also being arched, right? Am I ever thinking this? You stop saying that. What's wrong? No.
Don't you feel it? Something's gonna get real wrong real quick.
How do you know that?
You don't survive on the rim as long as I have without knowing when trouble's coming.
That's not how the Force works. We'll have to be careful then, but we have to keep moving.
Alright, but don't say I didn't warn you. Trust me. When it comes to staying alive, I'm rarely wrong about these things.
Alright, he has the special ability to sense anything that places him at risk. So it is a coward sense. When he gets a bad feeling, it's recommended you save your game. Let's do that real quick. Yeah. Nothing spooky in here. Anything spooky in here? Phoenix says, I don't know about these HK droids. On the one hand, they wreck the Sith assassins that are infesting the ship. But when I gave him orders to stop shooting crewmen, he just said, statement, your mom gay. Clever retort, your mom gay.
You know not what path you walk.
This battle is mine alone. I am not defenseless.
You're going after him with a sword.
He cannot kill what he cannot see, and power has blinded him long ago. Run! I shall be along shortly.
Are you really sure about that? Okay. Where are we going? Either direction, looks like. Alright. Hey, look, we're missing someone down here. Hecky. Not even, like, Atten moved down. I would expect his picture to move down, but it didn't. Just, like, very clearly missing. Let's see. Boot locker. Okay. Nothing there, but there is a workbench, so let's see what we can do here. Upgrade. Environmental. Okay, that's actually nice. That is good against melee defense, which is very useful right now. So let's take that. I'm also mostly a melee combatant, so that's useful too. +1 slashing damage. Okay. Good against droids. Keen. Adds to critical. Yeah, that's actually good. Very for right at the moment. Get a scope on that bad boy. Yeah, it's literally the game reminding you to save. Yeah, remember, this is back when, this is back when games were not afraid of being meta like that. I mean, not extremely. But, oops. Create a breakdown. But they've always, but this was back when games were gamey, were very gamey like. They did things like this where you just kind of like, would you like to save the game? Things that just directly tell you. Soy Jack, that's an ad hominem HK statement. Yes. Retort, your mom gay. Source, I made it the fuck up. God, I hadn't made the connection between the Senator Armstrong meme thing, if you've seen that, from what the hell is it? But that has a lot of HK energy. You're familiar with that. Big HK energy. A lot of that could be really well redone with HK. I'm just saying. Read the original manual for Fallout. Out of the 20 tips they give you, 5 of them are to save frequently. I love that. I love that. All right, I have 10 of those. I could use a security tunneler to. They only cost 5 each. It's actually decent. Pair kit. I have some shields. I have melee shields. I have wards, melee, armor. No, these are all upgrades. Other. Let's make a couple of security tunnelers. Let's go 3. You love the Senator Armstrong meme. Yeah, that's fantastic. I love it. And like I said, it's very... It feels very much like... Hello? Okay, I will go around the invisible obstacle. It feels very much like HK types of responses. Locked. Just locked, not sealed, unopenable, or anything like that. Just locked. Okay, fine. See what we can do. Another stockroom. Credits. pheromones package. Pheromone package. I'm just like bumping up my charisma like crazy. Love it. Playing a bard. Anyway, let's see. Repair or computer? Let's go repair. Maintenance control system. Open the maintenance doors to the ion engines. There we go. That's why it was locked. I could unlock it from a console. Yay, log out. I'm expecting bad guys to start decloaking nearby, but we'll see. Don't actually know if that's going to happen or not, but expect it to. Statement. As you know, American imperialism is justified because we had a black president once. Admission. Before I fucking killed him. Yep. Oh no, that fits so perfectly. Oh man. Oh yeah, I was reminded by shilling for a product I'm not paid to shill. That is Foundry, which again I'm perfectly fine shilling for Foundry because it's amazing. Also, a couple of purchases I made recently. I just picked up some extra pipe tobacco. John Bull. John Bull is a relatively traditional English, non-aromatic. It's probably my favorite. Probably my favorite pipe tobacco. Really good. If you're into pipes, I really highly recommend John Bull. It's very mellow. It's very mellow. There's not a ton to it. But it's a sort of earthy, rich kind of flavor profile that is very English. By contrast, the other one I just picked up is a big tin of this one, Casey Jones Hero Blend. It's like that. And this one is very sweet, but not like particularly flavored sweet. It is almost like almost aggressively American. Like it smells and tastes like Virginia, like you'd expect in Virginia. It's also very good. It was a good deal on. I usually get my tobacco from pipesandscigars.com. Again, not sponsored or anything, but I recommend them. They're good for service. They have good service. They have a great selection, that kind of thing. So I would recommend both of them. It just kind of depends on which kind of flavor profile you're interested in. Like I said, the Casey Jones, the Hero Blend, is really, really sweet. But without being that almost saccharine kind of sweet that you'd get from like a lot of flavored tobaccos. It just has its sweetness from the way it's prepared. I guess from the actual tobacco blend. Phoenix says the virgin cigarette versus the Chad pipe versus the equally Chad spends his money on alcohol. I mean, I don't get hyper expensive, and this is, I mean, the spending your money thing on stuff instead is why I don't usually smoke cigars. Well, one reason I don't really smoke cigars. I also don't smoke cigars because they do that thing where you get like lightheaded, but like almost jittery. It bugs me sometimes. And I think that's a temperamental thing, really. I've heard it said that the 3 standard ways of smoking tobacco align with the 3 parts of the soul. And on the Platonist model, that would be the appetites or the desires, which aligns with the cigarette, the spirit or the passions, which align with cigars, which is why you usually see like tough guys with cigars, and the pipe, smoking from a pipe, aligns with the intellect. And so it's traditionally intellectuals who are smoking a pipe. And I mean, I don't have my big church warden in here, but it's in the other room. What I do have is... I have a few briar pipes. I've got a corncob style. This is Missouri Meerschaum, which make great, really cheap pipes. They're cheap in terms of they're cheaply made. Like, they are not designed to last forever, but when they last, they're great. This thing is still already lasted me like 8 months or a year. It's still fine. Nice big one. Another little corncob style briar pipe. Tiny little thing. Love it. It's great. This one's my take it around with me because it can fit nicely in my pocket one. I got this one, which is, oh gosh, Dr. Grabo, I think, is the brand. Decent, nice, thick thick, absorbs a lot of heat, kind of thing. Big briar pipe. And a nice small briar pipe that I cannot honestly remember the name of, the brand or anything. Nice and smallish. It's getting a little loose. I should do something about that. But very nice. Very simple. Nice, nice rustic style texture, that sort of thing. Like it. Like them all very, very much. The brand on this thing? MT? Don't know. They're all very nice, though. And I've got a big, long-stemmed, handmade church warden that I got at a Renaissance festival once. That's in the other room, but it's great. Love that one. Enoch says, yeah, that makes sense. Smoking from a pipe takes more time and isn't useful to people who smoke to cope with childhood trauma. Average cigarette smoker. That is true. That is very true. It takes time. It's a sit down and do it kind of thing. Right? Whereas a cigar, you can be active. Like if I'm mowing the lawn, I'm not going to smoke a pipe. I have a few cigarillos that I'll do that with. Cigarette-size cigars. Oh, I only have a few left. But these sorts of things. But that sort of thing. But if I'm going to sit down and read a book or chat with somebody, pipe is great. The trouble is keeping it lit if you're talking. Like, I've tried actually recording videos and such with a pipe. It doesn't work. It'll go out. Because it works in a conversation because it sort of helps to measure the flow of conversation between puffing and talking. But if you're the only one talking, like I am on video, on camera and such, it doesn't work so well. Not work well at all. Alright, let's open her up. Alright. Get in there. See if we can go through the fuel pipe.
Tell me you're joking. We are not going to cross back into the Paragus facility through the fuel line. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's the only way to get around the sealed door and into the hangar where the Ebon Hawk is.
All right, but I know I'm going to regret this.
Ooh, here we go.
I sense you, my master. Faint. Weak.
Your senses betray you, as you betrayed me.
Gaming uses
After
old hands,
all
so you can
that's
hold pipe.
happened, still you
me
live.
too.
You are difficult to kill.
I can do this.
For one as limited as you, perhaps.
The trouble is that I talk like this if I'm talking with it in my mouth like that.
Your failing.
The failure is yours. No longer do your whispers crawl within my skull. No longer do I suffer beneath teachings that weaken us. And now you run in search of the Jedi. They are all dead, save one. And one broken Jedi cannot stop the darkness that is to come.
Perhaps we shall see.
Hey, that's where they got that very specific animation for the lady who got her hand
What's
cut
wrong?
off in.
Are you all right?
Obi-Wan.
Damn it, hold on. It's only a little farther. Don't give up on me now. What happened to you?
Kreia, I think she was wounded badly.
Huh? How do you know that?
I think it was through the Force.
Look, if she's in pain, then that pain's buying us time we can't afford to waste. Especially if Sleeps with Vibroblades gets tired of playing with her and decides to use us for practice next.
Alright. Let's go. Ouchie wouchie. Yeah, that's that whole that whole force bomb thing
utility droid
is not good.
Looks like it's been hit with an ion charge and dumped here.
I know, we ran into the protocol droid earlier. He attacked us too. Don't blame yourself. If you hadn't gotten us out of the administration level, we'd never have made it this far. Come on then, we have to hurry. Yay, T3 is joining the party. You're gonna help me with demolitions, buddy. Int. Wait, no? I guess even out Dex and Int. That's fine. Wait, are you serious? Demolitions is a cross-class skill for him. What is this? Why? Computer use. Repair. Security. I'm gonna save that last point. Actually, you know what? Dump that 1 security point and add 2 points into demolitions. Yeah. Level up again. Skills. Same thing. Except level up. Skills. Okay. Feats. Ooh, we get a feat. Gearhead. Caution. Yeah, let's make demolitions a class skill for it. No, should I? Two weapon fighting. Blaster integration. No. Fuel strike. No. Yeah, screw it. Let's make demolitions a class skill. Yeah. Now, who has good demolitions anyway? 4. 9. 10. Let's give him no. No, wait, no. That. I have a feeling he's going to be doing a lot of that, so let's keep our demolition stuff on. I have insulated? No. Saves. This give me security 2. I cancel. All right. Here, 25 control conduit. Oh.
More where that came from. More where that came from. I hear you. Time to take you down to size.
Okay, and level up Mitra. Persuade, max it out. Read injury, max it out. Computer security. Yeah. Beats. No. Caution, no. Where's my run faster feat? Yeah, mobility. Running faster. That's such a good feat. Amazing. Heal, can't upgrade. Dominate mind. Yes. Gotta go with the talkie-talkie powers. Grenade. So we've got enough time to actually get off of Paragus, it looks like. I don't know how far we'll get into Telos. We'll actually see. Hoping we get a little ways in. At least past the little introductory sequence. Because there's a kind of drawn-out, mostly cutscene introductory sequence.
I hear you.
And you want to take care of this for us? But yeah, it's, we'll see if we get through that this time. I'd like to. We shall see. Oh, not you.
I hear you. Everyone down! Time to take you down to size. Been poisoned.
Okay, that doesn't actually help with the poison.
Just say the word.
Here's my repair kit. Okay. Better scope. That's what we have down here. Wait, why is that going up? It's weird. Anyway, another thing I wanted to note here is that the place is called Telos. Oh, hey, they're down there, aren't they? Actually, you know what? I can just shoot them from up here.
I hear you. Time to even the odds.
There we go. Problem solved. Nice. Anyway, yeah, so, Telos. I have never quite been able to figure out why it's called Telos. Not exactly. Telos is a very, I guess I would say, philosophically loaded name. It's Greek for end, or goal, or purpose. And typically, in a game like this, which is very philosophically self-aware, it knows what it's doing. It really wears its themes on its sleeve. A place like Telos, which is a planet ruined in the last war, that the Republic is attempting to, with the help of a lot of different people, attempting to repair the environmental damage it's on. Calling it Telos cannot have possibly been an accident.
I hear you.
But I don't know why. Shut down the emergency field. Yes, those droids definitely look forklift certified, didn't they? It's fine though. I shot them to death. Forklift certification is no match for a good blaster at your side, kid. What is that? How do I speed myself? It's gotta go fast, these boys.
More where that came from. Time to even the odds. More where that came from.
Darn. Made the save. Got him. Alright, there we go. Better. Alright, those force fields are still active. What about over here? Battlestim. Oh, docking bay. Cool. Here we go. Okay. Empty. Already looted. I need help. I need hit points very badly. And force points, especially if I'm going to deal with this many.
Everyone down!
Ah! That's not good.
More where that came from. More where that came from.
Still saved. Oof, okay. It's rough. Let's keep going. Here we go. Alright. Looks like we're almost out of here. Whoa. Slow down. Repeat that. What is that piece of junk saying? He said he can open the door to the hangar, he just needs access to the hangar terminal on the platform. How can you understand the noise? Started with a lot of utility droids in the, well, many years ago.
I hear you.
Come on, T3, let's go do that thing that you need to do. Why couldn't you do it earlier? When you were already here? Oh, that's why. Hangar control power conduit and open the door. That's why. We got the conduit now. We found the conduit. Cameras, hangar, nothing. Cargo bay, nothing. Security, nothing. Decontamination, nothing? Nothing, alright. Cool, good, let's go. Boom, boom. Ah, God, there's more. What's that?
More where that came from.
Making their saving throws. That is really annoying. God, really? Woo! Oh, hey, there's more of them. Great. How did we wind up engaging with this many at once?
Everyone down! More where that came.
Eh. Go droid zapper. God, okay. I think that's all of them. Now let's do some leveling up, huh? Sneak attack. Alright, demolitions, good. Stealth, good. Security awareness. Accept, that's it. No feats, powers, no nothing. Computer use. Repair. Demolitions, demolitions. Yeah.
Say the word.
Okay. The word. In flesh and dwelled among us. Wait, that's not right. Different thing. Different thing entirely. Oh man, that is a good question. Phoenix says, I wonder if there's more where that came from. If Atten is to be believed, I think the answer is yes.
Just say the word.
Speaking of whom, grab up these mine. Take them home with us. This is a special surprise that will help us later. Did you get it? Or...
I hear you.
Come on. Really, I have to keep controlling him until it's all finished. That's very silly. Okay. Are you kidding me? Where are you?
Just say the word.
Wait, there's two there?
I hear you.
Oh, this is very bad. Phoenix says, I knew it! You were the Knights of the Old Republic all along! You said the thing.
Let's settle this.
You said the thing. Oh my gosh, okay. Self-sustaining unit. Oh, regenerate vitality points. Yeah, let's do that. Computer use +2, or demolitions +4. Let's go computer use for now. A droid deflector. Heck yeah. Deflector! Flame laser. I can switch that for a proper pistol. That'll help. Stabilization subroutine. What's that do? That's impact armor, better defense. Stabilization subroutine, huh? Demolitions +4. Oh, I'd have 2 of those, that's all. Ooh, I could just bump up his demolitions like mad.
Just say the word.
Mad. I could give him +8 demolitions. Not that I need it at the moment, but if I do, with both of those in each of the slots, man, that'd be good. Oh wait, nope, don't just get rid of it. Recover. Phoenix says, if I ever play Curse of Strahd campaign, I'm definitely going to play a Paladin. The first time I see Strahd, I'll say, die, monster, you don't belong in this world, and hope the DM gets the reference. Listen. I am currently playing Curse of Strahd. And I'm currently playing a Paladin. And I wasn't exactly planning to have my character commit suicide. But I don't know. Maybe. Let's slice the system. Access remote camera controls. Camera functions. Decontamination chamber. Shut down the decontamination system? Yes. Done. Turn to main functions. Open the chamber. Ka-chunk. Nice. Turn to main console functions. Go cameras. Log out. Used a great deal of thingies for that, but oh well, it's fine. I'm assuming if I did, reference aside, I'm assuming if I did anything like that, I would probably, if Erica, who's the DM, is the least bit merciful, would at least give me an are you sure you want to do that? Because the answer to that question should be definitely no. Okay. Yeah, definitely no, because that's You don't want to sass. Not sass. You can sass Strahd. It'll probably end poorly for you, but he won't kill you immediately. If you just go all paladin immediately, that's it. Game over, man. In our previous game, I have to say, at least our Vengeance Paladin didn't immediately swear to destroy Strahd Van Zarovich the moment he crossed paths, or anything like that. That was definitely a good thing. This would have ended, like I said, would have ended very poorly. Very poorly. Excuse me? Nah. Can't deal with that just yet. Switch weapons. Then I'm gonna deal with it. Got him. Nice. That was a good shot. That was such a good shot. Alright. I think I can loot from this guy? No. Let's go! We have a half an hour, I think, because there's a bit of a sequence here. Once on board, you'll leave the mining facility for good. Yes, let's go. We're all done here. There is a turret sequence, which is pretty cool. I kind of like it. Then there is a go to... Oh, God, what happened? Hello. Then there is a go to Paragus bit. Ah! This is awfully loud, I'm sure, for which I slightly apologize. Damn it, couple got in. Okay. Like 3? I think 3 got past me. Go, let's do this. Whoosh! Oh. Yeah, I think it was just the 3. Yep, looks like just the 3 of them. Level up before we go. Wisdom gives me more force points. Skills, persuade, obviously. Treat injury, obviously. Let's go with computer use, and yeah, let's just use our usual 4. Powers, what do we get? Dominate mind. Very good. Strahd, how dare you remind me of Castlevania? I was a fan right up until the cartoon. Just for that, I'm going to I'm not going to say that. I'm going to obliterate you now. You ruined the fun. Enjoy the pain I'm about to give you. Paragus says, I'm going to have to rewind, aren't I? I've been gone. It's mostly in the chat. Don't worry, mostly in the chat. Let's go upgrade our droid destructo stuff. Disable droid. Accept. That's all. Okay, we're good. Let's go! Rhea, your hand. Or no, how did you survive?
There is no time. We must leave.
It looks uncomfy. Wait, we already did that. I feel like that was played out of order a little bit.
If they hit us, we're dead. But if they keep missing us, we're dead. It's great odds.
It's not great odds. Okay, we get
Somebody
it.
shut that trash compactor up.
Can we jump to hyperspace?
Not with all these asteroids around us. We'd enter hyperspace in pieces. We have to clear that field first. Thing is, we clear the field and they're gonna have a clear shot at us.
Let's pull some holdo maneuvers. No, let's not. Anyway. Keep as much distance between them and us as you can.
I'm doing all I can, and that's not enough. What'd you do to make these guys so mad? Well, either they hit us and destroy us, or they hit an asteroid and make the whole field go nova.
Just do your best to keep your distance. We'll get out of this yet.
What are the asteroids? They can be destroyed by us as well as them, can they not?
That'll take out the whole field, the colony, and maybe us. We might not even be able to jump to hyperspace in time.
Then we die here. Choose now.
Okay, so here's the thing. This choice doesn't matter, really. Regardless, either we blow up the asteroids or they do. And so either way, they get blown up and the facility gets destroyed and the mining shuts down so Paragus gets closed down, their fuel production goes away, and Telos is in big trouble. The big difference is whether it is immediately our fault or not. And now the game through Kreia, tries to sort of guide you towards this idea that you're at fault regardless because it doesn't really matter what choice you made because the outcome is going to be the same, which I think is nonsensical. If Scion is the one who's destroying things, then he's the one who's destroying things rather than me doing it. If I'm not doing something, then I'm not doing it. This is it doesn't matter who does something if it gets done. This kind of mentality is what leads to things like obedience to horrible dictators. Good night, Phoenix. See you next time. But yeah, it's the idea that, well, if I don't execute the prisoners, then somebody's going to, and so I might as well do it, right? Because I can make sure it's swift and painless. Well, yeah, fine, but if everyone is willing to make that choice, that's how we get horrific totalitarianism. And that's a big problem, obviously. So, no. No, there might be someone still alive in the facility.
Hold on. This is gonna get a little rocky.
Get it? 'Cause asteroids. Oh no. Oh boy. Well, we made it, but also they blew up the asteroid field, which is also the mining facility and all of the fuel.
Well, now that we just killed a planet, maybe one of you can tell me what's going on. Because between assassin droids, a Sith Lord that looks like he sleeps with vibroblades, and being target practice for a Republic warship, I was better off in my cell.
The Republic warship was the Harbinger. It was seized on its way to Telos by the Sith. They sought you, Jedi.
First of all, we didn't blow up the asteroid field. Second of all, you already made the sleeps with vibroblades joke. Third of all, why are the Sith looking for me?
Because you are the last of the Jedi. Once you are dead, then they have won.
Well, that's not technically true, but I was exiled from the Jedi Order.
Exile or not, the Sith believe you to be a Jedi Knight, and that is all that matters.
But the last of the Jedi? That can't be true.
The Jedi Civil War destroyed the Jedi. By the war's end, barely 100 Jedi remained. Many fell in battle, and many more were seduced by Revan's teachings.
What about the Jedi on Dantooine and Coruscant?
The Jedi Academy on Dantooine is nothing more than a crater that echoes with the ghosts of dead Jedi. And the Jedi Temple on Coruscant lies empty. The waters in the Room of 1,000 Fountains have fallen still, in reverence to the fallen Jedi and those now lost. Many Jedi blamed the teachings of the Jedi Masters for Revan's fall, and the civil war that followed.
If any survivors are still live, we need to warn them.
Perhaps, but they are Jedi no longer. If the Sith have not already slain them, then they will not help you, nor can you help them.
Then how do we stop the Sith?
That is not an easy question to answer. This threat is greater than you know, and I do not believe it is a battle that can be fought.
Really? If we don't stop them, they're going to keep coming.
Look, enough with the we already.
We cannot hope to triumph against them alone. To stop them, you will need weapons, allies, and a teacher. In the end, I fear it may not be enough.
But we have no other choice.
You fought in the Mandalorian Wars, and it cost you everything. Are you willing to sacrifice as much again?
Is there some place we could hide or run to?
That's the first smart thing I've heard since you two started talking.
For a time, yes. Telos may
Coward.
be such a place. All our paths seem to lead us there. Perhaps there, if you are willing, I can train you, help you to survive a while longer.
That'll give us time to get allies on our side. Again, I'm leaning into the whole heroine's journey here. Even though the hero's journey structure of this game is kind of wonky, I don't think it fits very well. Contrary, we'll see. We'll see. We'll be talking about that by the time I'm done, I'm sure. Maybe before, so. Larry, if you see this, you get in the chat so you can yammer on about how wrong I am about how this thing, because I don't think this quite follows the hero's journey. You seem to. Yeah, we'll hammer that out at some point. Yeah, that'll give us time to get allies on our side.
You are not listening to me. This is not like any field of battle you have ever fought in. Think carefully on your choice.
Okay,
if
just said
choose
allies.
to fight, if you choose war, it is a path few turn from once the first steps are taken. It carries with it a terrible price, and in the end you may find you have nothing left to sacrifice.
I mean, that does sound awfully Jedi-like. Jedi's life is sacrifice. A small price to pay.
Your fool's words echo of a Jedi. You have much to learn.
Before, you said the Harbinger was on its way to Telos.
Yes, to aid in the recovery effort there. Many roads lead to Telos, including ours.
Not like we have much of a choice, the Paragus astrogation charts being what they are.
It is where we must go, and where the Harbinger was bound before our unfortunate encounter on Paragus.
Care to explain how you tracked me down?
You were difficult to find, but coincidence was on our side. When I learned that you were on the vessel, I knew the Sith would not be far behind. When we intercepted the Harbinger, it was crippled, drifting in space. It was a simple matter to board the vessel and rescue you. Unknown to me, however, the Sith were already on board. Just as we made the jump to hyperspace, they fired upon us, nearly destroying the Ebon Hawk.
How did you get the Ebon Hawk? But also, that's an unusual set of coincidences.
True. But as one trained in the Force, you know that true coincidences are rare.
I'm reminded of Garak from Star Trek. Says I believe in coincidences. Coincidences happen every day, but I don't trust coincidences. Which is, I think, a good way to look at these things. The coincidences happen, of course they do. They're very common, but look into it. Always look into it. How did we get to Paragus?
I do not know how the Ebon Hawk was able to make it to
You okay?
Be silent. We're having a conversation here.
He says he repaired the ship and got us to Paragus.
Repaired this ship, my eye. Next thing you know, it's going to claim credit for saving our skins. If that little noisemaker says it repaired the ship once, then it can prove it by doing it again. Go on, get!
Sad Wu. How come I don't remember you rescuing me?
Whatever occurred on board the Harbinger had rendered you unconscious. Though your thoughts were faint, I was still able to find you, sealed in one of the cargo holds. But we have spoken long enough, and my wound pains me. If you have other questions, find me in the crew quarters. There we will speak more.
Hey, don't stop your long, boring rants on my account. I was just getting sleepy-eyed.
Also in private, we will be mercifully free from the opinions of imbeciles and fools.
Look,
There's only
not
one
like
guy
I
here.
care or anything, but you might want to go check on our passenger, especially with that hand of hers.
You're right. She may need help. Can you handle things up here?
We're on autopilot until we hit Telos. Until then, a droid could fly this thing. Besides, I think our passenger could use your help.
What makes you say that?
I think she was barely keeping it together. I'm surprised she's able to stand with all that pain rolling off of her.
What are you talking about? Oh, and she's standing in the hallway. That's weird.
Are you blind? If I were her, I'd be screaming like a stuck Minoc. Well, I mean a very strong, manly Minoc. I think she's just too proud to show any weakness. Especially in front of you.
I'll go check on her then. Okay, light side points gained. Alright guys, give me one moment. I'll be right back. I need to leave the hyperspace going, I suppose. I will be right back. I have to use the restroom really quick. So, back in like 1 minute. And we're back. Hello again. All right, so let's go check on Freya. See what else is to see on the Ebon Hawk. It hasn't changed too much. Oh, an HK. This looks like the remains of an HK unit, but older and more corroded than the one you encountered on Paragus. Its power core still carries a charge, but a number of critical parts appear to be missing. Let's diagnose. Ooh. It looks as if the droid is missing 4 critical components. It's a droid processor, a replacement droid chassis, the control cluster that's supposed to be stored in the chassis, and its vocabulator. Take the vocabulator and insert it into the core. You install the droid's vocabulator. So, a lot of this game is collecting stuff and assembling stuff. One is HK. In order to get one of the companions, HK-47, you need to reassemble him. The other major thing is your lightsaber. You actually can't get your lightsaber until the 2nd or 3rd planet. 3rd if you count Paragus. And you actually, I mean, realistically, you're supposed to be further along than that by the time you actually get it. But we're going to do Nar Shaddaa first, so we can get all the components we need really quickly. Because having a lightsaber is really, really beneficial in this game.
Have you come for more answers?
But you don't get it immediately.
There is little more left to
give. We have to assemble it through a series of collection side quests. Okay, when you lost your hand, I felt it too.
That does not surprise me, any more than you hearing my thoughts when we were apart. The pain, however, was unexpected. If I could, I would have shielded you from it.
If I felt the loss of your hand, what would have happened if you died?
I do not know. I fear that. The consequences would have been more extreme.
Uh-oh. Like what consequences? Death?
Possibly, Yes, and I fear it works both ways. I would not wish to test it, nor should you.
I don't want to, yeah. What can we do? I don't want my actions to place you at risk.
When battle is upon us, I suspect our minds are prepared enough to shield each other from the pain. I think we shall not have a repeat incident of what happened at Paragus.
Well, fingers crossed. I've never heard of a link like this before in holocrons or in the Jedi histories.
I confess its nature eludes me as well, but the bond is strong, and its roots run deep. It seems the Force flows easily between us. When one of us manipulates the Force to heal or strengthen ourselves, the other is aided as well.
You and Kriya possess the Force Chain special ability. When either of you uses the Force power on yourself, the other gains the benefit as well.
A powerful technique indeed.
Very cool.
Though, as we have noticed, it has its drawbacks.
So what do we do now?
I do not know. The Sith struck more swiftly than I thought, and they will not stop until they have you in their grasp. If you fall, all the galaxy will echo it.
Is there any place where we can retreat to?
It does not matter where we go. It is not the destination that matters. It is the journey. All paths will take us to the end, whatever it may be, and no matter how strongly we fight against it. For now, we are bound for Telos, and that is enough.
It's very, very deterministic here. And this, I think, informs her views on the Force. Right? She thinks of the Force as this sort of slave master, this controlling power which imposes itself. And I think that this is a real aspect of that. This is a real indicator of how she thinks of this. That the ultimate destination is set, and how you get there may change. You can maybe alter the flow, but the flow is going in the same direction and will have the same destination. And she objects very strongly to that. Now, the game kind of plays this out and proves her sort of right. I mean, just from the fact of gameplay alone, yeah, the game works in a certain way such that there is an end game state. There is somewhere where you're heading towards. While all the while you can go about it and get there all a myriad of different ways, whether that's making different particular choices or even doing things in a completely different order, right? Within some confines. This game does manage to be a little bit more linear than KOTOR 1. There are sequences that have to go in certain orders. But yeah, it's she gets something right, I think, but then also at the same time, it turns a little bit foolish in objecting to this so strongly. Yes, we have certain things that our paths will lead us to. But it's still our paths that lead us there. Choices that lead us there. This is something that I talked about in my relatively recent video from this past week on primary and secondary causality. Your choices can be fully determinative of a certain end or a certain action or a certain event or a certain goal, even if that goal is also fully determined by something outside of you. Whether in this case it's divine causality being primary, or the Force's causality being primary, and our own creaturely choices being secondary. Both are fully actualizing what is happening. Both of them fully in equal parts, non-competitively. And so I think Kreia here is taking a more deterministic, divine deterministic, theologically deterministic, or even an occasionalist view of sort of what we can analogize to divine causality or the causality of the Force, where she assumes that the causal powers of the Force, which is as close as you get in Star Wars to ipsum esse, being itself, putting that on a sort of par with our own creaturely causality, which is itself very real and very, very imminent and very meaningful, and also very independent. One would not function it's not that one would not function without the other, because that gives the impression that we're talking about two forces sort of cooperating with each other, which is not the case, right? That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about rather is that these two forces, or these two ways of causality work. They both work fully and they both work independently, but they coordinate towards the same similar ends. Not similar ends, the same ends. Again, I explained it more thoroughly in that video, which again I'll link after the stream. Which again I really highly recommend, because this is a mode of understanding causality that is very, very rare these days. That isn't well understood by moderns, because it was largely dismissed, except among a few, roughly speaking, Thomistic holdovers in the early modern period, Protestant Reformation, and the sort of modern secular era that followed, etc. All right. So, enough for what?
Before the war, Jedi who failed their training were sent to the fields of Telos to serve the galaxy, not as Jedi Knights, but as farmers and laborers. The destruction of Telos was complete. I doubt any Jedi remain. Yet there may be echoes of their passing. We shall see.
So we're looking for the agricultural core, or the remains of it. We find no trace of Jedi teachings on Telos to help us.
Then I am left with nothing more than we had already. My faith in you and your ability to meet what comes.
Okay. There were other questions I was to ask you, because we have 8 minutes left.
Ask, and I will answer.
Oh, okay. Are you sure about that? Or will you actually? When we were on Paragus, I could feel the Force again.
Indeed. And was it the same as before?
It was like a whisper, edge of hearing.
If my suspicions are correct, perhaps the damage the Jedi Council did was not as permanent as they thought. It is not an easy thing to cut one off from the Force.
It may or may not have actually been the Jedi Council. That was a couple of generations previous with Nomi Sunrider. Different thing, but whatever. I don't believe the Jedi would do such a thing. That's not true. Because they did. Nomi Sunrider did it to Ulic killed Roma. But that was like 80 years ago? A couple of generations ago. Wait, the Jedi did this to me? They didn't, but Kreia is going to tell us that they did.
What did you believe? That you suddenly lost your connection with the Force without reason?
But to cut one off from the Force, it's like losing all your senses at once.
Indeed it is. It is much like losing one's ability to listen, or being put into a deep sleep, unable to awaken to the galaxy around you. Such a thing has been done before, when Jedi have pronounced sentence on their own, and exiled them as they did you.
Not in this case, but it has happened before. Again, the case of Nomi Sunrider, severing the Force connection of Ulic killed Roma is the key example here. From Tales of the Jedi. I don't believe the Jedi would inflict such a punishment on someone. It seems too cruel.
If not the Jedi, then what did you think was the cause of such a loss?
I thought the Mandalorian War is the cause. I did much that I'm not proud of.
War leaves many scars, but rarely does it blind one to the Force. If anything, conflict and challenge may make the connection stronger, more intense. No matter what horrors
that sounds so dark side.
War, no matter who you served, it is unlikely that the Force would be lost to you unless another factor was involved.
Okay, 2 things about that. 1, you say it's rare, not that it's impossible, so it perfectly well could have happened. 2nd, and more importantly, that is an incredibly Sith standpoint. To say that it is... to say that conflict, strife, can strengthen one's connection to the Force is true if you are tapping into the dark side. If you're a dark side user, then yeah, that's true. Passion, conflict, all of that will strengthen your connection to the dark side of the Force, but it will weaken substantially your connection to the light side. That would be our first clue that Darth Treya, or Greya, if we will, is not exactly the Jedi that she appears to be. Can anything be done? Or can my connection to the Force be healed?
It is possible that such a thing can be undone.
It seems to be.
Still, even so,
using the Force quite a
chances
bit.
of the Jedi undoing such a thing for a traitor is a slim thing at best, assuming they yet live.
With the Force, I can feel it again, if only slightly.
Our link may have had other consequences. Perhaps you can hear the Force again, distantly, through me. If so, then there is hope. I may be able to teach you, train you to feel the Force again, and if you will not allow me to help you, then other Jedi must train you, or undo the damage they have done.
But there are no more Jedi.
Then I am your only hope, as you are mine. We are a sad pair, you and I, to defend the galaxy against such a thing. I offer to train you to become strong again, to know the ways of the Force, and to hear the Force sing within you as it once did.
I accept you as a teacher for now.
Then our training shall begin. Whenever I travel with you, I shall impart what I can to you through my words and presence.
There were other questions I wish to ask.
And I will answer.
Anything else? I need to know more about the Sith hunting us.
These Sith, they seek the death of all Jedi, as have all the Sith, since the Jedi Order was first split.
We're split?
Yes. The Jedi Civil War is not the first one of its kind. Thousands of years ago, the Jedi had another civil war that split the Order. It was a terrible thing. A faction among the Jedi abandoned the teachings of the Order, following their own path. They waged war on their fellow Jedi, a war that raged across the galaxy. But these fallen Jedi were cast out, defeated, and they retreated to worlds in the Outer Rim. Over time, they took on the mantle of the Lords of the Sith. But in their hearts they never forgot the Jedi. The hatred for the Jedi Order burns in their veins like fire and echoes in their teachings. Revan tasted it, as Malak did.
That's a wild oversimplification, because there was like a few hundred-year gap in between the split in the Order and the Great Hyperspace War, which was the conflict. But whatever, that's fine. So these Sith continue the crusade. Or no, these Sith seem different.
In a manner of speaking, they are different from Malak in that they are concerned only with the destruction of the Jedi. For them, it is all that matters, all that ever mattered. It is a different war these Sith wage, a thing of silence and shadow. They strike from the darkness, hiding from the face of the galaxy until all Jedi are exterminated. After all the Jedi are gone, then the galaxy is theirs, no matter whether the Sith or the Republic rules. It is the dark side that shall reign, unchecked.
So it's not a Sith Empire this time, just Sith. The Sith on Paragus knew some Force techniques, but they were extremely weak.
I believe them to be the result of special teachings. Their apparent weakness against you is evidence of this. Those Sith assassins can sense their prey through the Force. It is like a hunger. They feed and grow stronger when they are near Force sensitives. The stronger their prey is in the Force, the deadlier they become. As long as you were cut off from it, you were able to evade their sight. But after Paragus, I fear that you will be no longer shielded from their eyes, or the eyes of their masters. The stronger you grow, the more will come.
Interesting. I think that's really fascinating as a kind of in-universe or in-world or in-game justification for what 3rd and 3.5 edition D&D refer to as the treadmill, where only enemies of around your level were a reasonable threat. Anything wildly above you is impossible, and anything wildly below you is trivial. Unlike current 5th edition D&D, where there is a chance of you actually failing at a thing or two, at least, against a really weak enemy. And there is some chance, at least, of you doing at least something to a much, much stronger enemy. Whereas in 3.5, like, you could, once you were a high level, say, like, level, I don't know, 15 or so, you could have literal thousands of peasants, of, like, challenge rating 0 to 1 enemies. Like, literally thousands of them just pile on top of you and hit you one after the other, and you could just stomp through every single one of them easily. Whereas in 5th edition, if you get enough challenge rating 0 peasants, they will kill you no matter what level you are. So it's a big difference, and I think that's what they're getting at here in terms of justification. The more powerful you get, the more powerful your enemies will get. And here's why. Oh, okay. Works. Makes sense, I guess. There's a lot to take in at once. I need time to reflect on this.
I would see to that fool in the cockpit and remind him of our destination. I would not want him attempting to veer from Telos.
I mean, we have no other destinations in our navigomputer, so if he's going to do it by hand, yeah, that's dangerous. That fool has a name. I'd like you to start using it.
He is a fool and an imbecile. His potential lies downwards, not up. Watch that one. His thoughts are slippery. I do not trust him, and nor should you. Such a man serves himself first, and his allies next.
You say that. And with that, I think we are out of time. Yes, we are. It's after midnight, and I've got to go because I have class in the morning. So, thank you all for joining me, and it looks like next time we're actually going to be getting to Telos, or at least to Citadel Station on Telos, through that fairly long introductory sequence and a bunch of stuff on, I think we'll probably only be able to do this stuff on Citadel Station. I doubt we'll actually get down to the planet next week. But we'll see. Anyway, thank you all one more time for joining me. And again, after the stream, make sure to check the description. I'll have a bunch of stuff that we were talking about in there, and I'll also throw it in the Discord. And feel free, of course, if you feel like contributing to the channel, helping me keep doing what I'm doing. I've been replacing equipment a lot lately, and it's costing a bit. Feel free to donate below. Go to either any of the links in the description will take you there, including ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. I would greatly appreciate it. So, with that, hopefully I will see you all on Thursday for Dragon Age Inquisition, and continue to see you again on next Monday as we can continue playing KOTOR 2. Otherwise, hope you all have a wonderful evening. See you next time.